The nations in this race will be the USA, Hungary, Italy, Turkey, Czech Republic and Egypt.
USA over on that far side. There's Justin Stevens, closest to us. Harrison Tavares, both men from the prestigious New York Athletic Club. They're in lane 1. Cameron Furco just looking to the side there. Bent Suzbo behind him. The two Hungarians, both 25 years of age. In the centre lanes, because they did so well in the race for lanes. Giovanni Ficada closest to us, and then behind him Alessandro Durante. There's the two Turks on the left of your picture in the stroke seat, Alpasevet Elen and Ahmet Ali Kabadai in the bow seat. Must be a cheer for these two, surely. Milan Victoria in the stroke seat, just banging his chest, Yuri Kopek. And finally in lane 6 in the stroke seat, Hossam Eldin Azuz and Ibrahim El Sarouji up in the bows.
All the crews getting away, and how about this Turkish pair? They're only juniors, but they took it out really bravely earlier on in the regatta. Got themselves in that centre lane as we're riding with the Hungarians, moving pretty nicely together. But it's that yellow boat of Turkey that I want to have a look at.
Yeah, that's great. You recall that race for lanes all those days ago. The Italians have gone out with a sense of purpose now. Their bows just in front. But all these men weighing in for an average weight of 70 kilos for their boat. Just 2 hours before. This is a non-Olympic boat class. That's why the finals are today on Friday. Sweet rowing now no longer in the Olympics for lightweights. It's just sculling, lightweight men's double sculls, that is an Olympic sport.
And how about the Italians still up here at 45 strokes a minute? They're managing to look fairly long at that stroke rate. They had the lead, but the Turkish have just come back at them here since about the first 10 strokes or so.
Yeah, he had a look there, didn't he? Kabadai in the bow seat. I reckon they will have thought they might lead the Italians out, but the Italians, well, they've staked their claim to this lead in the first quarter of the race. Their tactics are clear: blast out, keep blasting. The Egyptians, El Sarouji and Azuz, are in contact for a medal place over here on this far side.
As they come through the first 500 metre mark, it will be Italy 136.73, followed by Turkey, Egypt, Hungary and the Czech Republic. But the Italians still up on 39 strokes per minute, so 42 strokes per minute, and Turkish on 37 strokes per minute, just a slightly lower strike rate.
So it's fun looking in at that Turkish boat. I noticed both athletes had their own stroke coach, so they could both look down and see how many strokes a minute. They will see 36 looking back at them, as opposed to this Italian pair who will see 42 looking back at them. So you said it, Martin, the tactic was to go out and keep going. I think you used the word blast out and keep blasting. Italy are doing that, and so far it's working for them.
Yeah, look at these Egyptians over here. Is that them on lane 6, El Jarudi and Aziz? Yeah, you can see the two stroke coaches there. One blue in front of Alpasevet Eren, and one yellow in front of Ahmet Ali Kabdai.
Yeah, so the Italians still moving. How about the Egyptians? We've got a picture of them. What do you think of what they're doing, Sarah?
Yeah, the Egyptians right in the hunt at the moment, sitting in bronze medal position, I think. They're just, in fact, they could even be in front of the Turkish now. We've seen they've made a little move there, so they're actually a canvas up on the Turkish, so that's happened pretty quickly. Up at 35 strokes per minute.
Yeah, it's doing a bit of a move. It's sort of pitching around a little bit in that Turkish, in that Egyptian boat. Just sort of wondering whether that's kind of sustainable, what they've done there.
Yeah, good question, Greg. El Sarouji in the stroke seat of that, the bow seat of that Egyptian boat from that Egyptian 4 they took to the World Championships in Linz.
And perhaps the Turkish starting to suffer here. It looks like the Czechs might be in a good position to start to charge for a medal here as they come through the 1,000 metre mark.
Yeah, great call, Sarah. 1,000 metres for the Czech Republic pair to get themselves onto that podium here in Račice in the Czech Republic. You can see how they've worked their way up on that boat from Turkey, who started pretty well but haven't been able to sort of sustain what they were able to do in the race for lanes.
Yeah, Yuri Kopak in that Czech pair. As we look at the Italians there, from that good Czech 4, got into the B final in Rio. Decent result for the Czechs back in 2016. He's 40 years of age, Kopak, sat behind Milan Victoria, his stroke man.
And the Turks have really disappeared. Yellow boat, centre of the picture. We saw them win this when it was the race for lanes, but this is too hot to handle today.
We've had a number of preliminary races here at this World Championship, and it's always hard to tell tactically what's going on. I don't think you can read a lot from it, and that's exactly what we're seeing play out here in the final. Still dominant in the lead is the Italians, still up on 41 strokes per minute. They haven't dipped below 40 this entire race yet, but the Turkish just finding it a little bit too hard going up in the medal positions. But here come the Czech Republic. They've now moved through the Egyptians, who have been pushed back into the bronze medal position.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say this is the only medal for the Czech team, but their lightweights double.
Yeah, lightweight men's double look
Simicek,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, they look good as well. But certainly this could be the first medal for the Czech team. I wonder if it could be a gold. I wonder if they could row through the Italians from
I
here.
think that's a big ask, but the Italians did go out so quickly, didn't they? They've got the overlap.
Well, they're at 43 strokes a minute already, the Italians. They've been right up there the whole time. You just wonder whether this Czech pair, they're at 39 now, working it up to 40, whether they have more gears to go through.
They'll need to find a couple of extra gears to get through. The Italians shorting up a little bit, the Italians. They're moving for the finish, trying to keep that place.
No, they've been rowing that short the whole time. They're 44. You can see it in the bottom right-hand picture of your corner of your screen. The Italians, it's not long, it's not particularly tidy, but they're doing what they need to keep their boat in front of those fast-finishing Czechs.
They'll be coming in front of the lunch tent there. Over on the far side, is that the pair from
the United States?
USA,
I think, coming in there. No, it's not the United States.
It's
Sorry,
Hungary.
it's Hungary. Oh, who also use rate as their friend, don't they? Often big finishers.
They got through the Egyptians and are now moving back on the Czechs, who are tying up a little bit.
Tying up a lot, I think. The Czechs really struggling here now to get to the finish line.
Wow, but what a finish that the Hungarians have had. Maybe they should have put that on earlier and they might have found themselves a bit further up, but they're going to do enough to get themselves into
but the
the
Czechs
bronze
are
medal,
rowing through treacle.
even the silver medal position
so
here.
Slowly.
Hungary up at 45 strokes per minute. In fact, I think Hungary now have themselves in the silver medal position.
Yeah,
I think they did. Yeah.
I think they did. You're right, Sarah.
So apologies to the Hungarian pair. We didn't spot you out of our pictures. But Italy really brave the whole way. Oh, shame for the Czech Republic.
And the Egyptians as well.
And the Egyptians, yeah, just couldn't keep it going. But at least the Czechs made it onto the podium. And the Turkish must have come in with such high hopes after winning that preliminary race. And now they're just drifting across the line here. And the United States just coming into the picture now.
Yeah.
It's quite a finish from the Hungarians. Quite a big last 500.
Spectacular finish.
Yeah, they're in 5th place at the 1,000, this Hungarian pair. 6 seconds behind the leaders. Came roaring back at the end. Couldn't quite get through. And we will see bronze medals for the Czech pair.
I know they've been in a race, those two, don't they? Oh.
Yeah, let's enjoy these slow motion pictures. Focusing in on the Hungarians, Czechs and the Italians off the start.
Yeah, that was amusing when you told me they'd been that short all the way along.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it doesn't look that long really there, does it? Shins aren't really coming up to vertical, not really closing much of that angle between their bodies and their legs, but it worked for them. And they won that lightweight men's pair. And we'll get to hear the Italian national anthem, which involves dancing like that pretty much. So confirmation there, win for Italy ahead of Hungary and the Czech Republic. Everyone else ended up drifting over the line pretty much.
Ladies and gents, let's hear it for our medalists.
Potlesk vítězům a gratulace od srdce bronzovým šampionům, českým parťákům Jiří Kopáč a Milan Viktora.